Have you ever been told that your genes are the reason you feel the way you do? That you have MTHFR or CBS or some other SNP, and that's just the hand you were dealt? I get it. I've been there too. But I want to share something that might completely change how you look at your body and your healing journey. Because here's the truth. Your genes are not the root cause of your symptoms. Pathogens and toxins are. But your genes, they shape how your body handles them. They show you your weak links so you know where to support your system, not to blame it. Hello and welcome. I am Carrie Bailey, your no BS, soul-aligned functional nutritionist, here to help you stop guessing, start healing, and finally feel like you again without the fluff, fear, or fads. If you're navigating long COVID or mystery symptoms, grab my long COVID recovery guide. I'll put a link in the description below. Let's talk about the CBS gene. It stands for cystathione beta synthase. And you don't need to know that or memorize it. What matters is what it does. CBS sits at the critical point in your body, the intersection between methylation and detox. It's the gateway between two major highways. That second highway, it's called the transsulfuration pathway. Again, nothing that you have to remember. But don't let the word throw you off. This is the pathway that helps your body make glutathione. This is your master antioxidant. So anytime you have free radical damage in your body, glutathione's the antioxidant in your body that's going to come in and mop it up. So we want to make sure that that pathway is clear, that you're making plenty of glutathione to put out all the fires in your body. Glutathione is the thing that neutralizes toxins, calms inflammation, and helps protect your nervous system. So when CBS is sluggish, whether it's due to a gene variant, viral interference, or a toxic load, that glutathione production suffers. And when you can't clear things like ammonia or other metabolic byproducts, it shows up as nervous system irritation, poor detoxification, chronic fatigue, and that wired but drained feeling. Now here's where people get really tripped up. Most of the literature says that CBS mutations equal sulfur intolerance. But let me tell you, I have a slow CBS gene, and I do just fine with sulfur. Cruciferous vegetables, I love them. Garlic and onions, no problem. But where it does show up for me is nervous system dysregulation. My entire life I've been struggling with some sort of nervous system dysregulation. There's been times in my life where I just could not calm down. I was either overstimulated or anxious, and most importantly, couldn't sleep. Either I couldn't fall asleep when I was young, I couldn't stay asleep when I was older, or even today I still wake up and I still can't sleep as deeply as I like. I'm still a work in progress, as so many of you are as well. But I've always felt like my system is running on hot. And when I see my system, I really mean my nervous system. That's CBS. Because otherwise I've got Raynaud's and my internal temperature runs cold. So it's not a blanket hot kind of thing. And I've seen this same pattern in my clients too. Not everyone reacts to food. Some people react with emotional volatility or overstimulation or even trouble recovering from stress. And that's how CBS can look in real life. And by the way, have you ever run a genetic report of any kind? There's a lot of them out there right now. Or do you know which SNPs you have? Drop me a comment and I would love to hear what you've explored and what's helped you connect the dots. Let's zoom out because genes don't work in isolation and CBS doesn't exist in a vacuum. So we've talked about this a few videos ago, but take the SHMT gene, for example. If SHMT is slow, your body struggles to make glycine and serine. And guess what? Glycine is a cofactor for CBS. So if you have a slow SHMT and a slow CBS, now you're low in glycine and not clearing toxins well. That's the bottleneck. Another example is a gene called DDC. Probably haven't heard of it, but it's the gene that helps convert 5-HTP into serotonin and L-DOPA into dopamine. It also shares a demand for B6. So if CBS is slow and you're also struggling with mood, anxiety, or insomnia, and typical support like 5-HTP or tyrosine hasn't worked, or worse, you react to it and you don't feel well, it could be that DDC gene is under functioning too. Or it needs B6 and there's just not enough B6 in the system. So B6 is the common thread. And these genes can place a cumulative demand on your B6 supply, especially when detox is activated or your nervous system is inflamed. So here's an analogy. Your body's B6 supply is kind of like a water tank. And every gene that uses B6 is a faucet. So if you've got one faucet running, that's manageable. But if you've got 5 or 6, you've got CBS and SHMT and DDC and all the other genes whose cofactor is B6, that water starts draining really fast. And you start to feel it. This can feel like brain fog. It can feel like anxiety. It can feel like detox overload, insomnia, low energy, twitching, pins and needles, mood crashes. So when people ask me, why do I need more B6 than my partner or my friend or this other person with long COVID? This is why. Just to pause and zoom out, your genes aren't causing the problem. They're pointing to where your system is under pressure, whether that's glycine, B6, methylation, or detox pathways. It's all about learning where your body needs more support, not fear. Let's talk about B6. Now, B6, it comes in 2 forms, pyridoxine and P5P. P5P is the active form, and this is where the nuance matters. CBS, along with many other enzymes in the detox and the neurotransmitter pathways, need the active form of P5P to function. But not everyone can convert pyridoxine into P5P very efficiently, especially if your liver is sluggish or you're low in certain cofactors. So here's how it works. Pyridoxine, this is the most common form. This is the form that you're going to find in a B complex, in a multivitamin. At first, that form has to be converted into pyridoxal and then into P5P. And that's the form your body actually uses. It's not methylated, but it's kind of similar to how your body needs methylfolate and methyl B12. So this conversion process happens primarily in the liver and requires 3 key nutrients: magnesium, zinc, and B2. And B2 is also called riboflavin. And if your liver is overburdened, say from viral load, toxicants, mold exposure, or just too much fat, this conversion gets blocked. So now we've got 2 issues. One is you're not getting enough active B6 for your genes to function. And number 2, if you take too much pyridoxine, your body can't convert it, and it may just float around unmetabolized, possibly making symptoms worse. So this is why some people feel better on small amounts of pre-converted P5P, but others with super sensitive systems might need to build up to it using pyridoxine. Now, the foods that I always recommend on here are the same foods that are rich in B6. So let's go over those, because if you find that you're sensitive to B6 and you can't take it, the fact that you're getting these nutrients in is going to help you, right? And along with the cofactors, which we'll talk about in a second, then you're going to be able to make and convert that P5P. So bananas are rich in B6, potatoes, sweet potatoes, spinach, papaya, butternut squash, wild blueberries, and avocados, and mangoes. So if you're reacting to B6, it's often not the B6 itself. It's the context. It's your liver, your cofactors, your timing. And the order that you put nutrients in makes a difference too. So supporting the conversion with gentle liver support, enough minerals going slow makes all the difference. So let's also not forget that methylfolate and methyl B12 are required to make SAMe. We've talked about SAMe in prior videos, but those two nutrients you need to make SAMe. And SAMe has a regulatory effect on CBS. It can speed it up or slow it down depending on the body's needs. So also depending on the kind of support you have in. So if you are getting plenty of folate and B12 and you're speeding up CBS and then you're having a reaction, you probably just put in too much, too fast, too soon. But if you don't have enough, SAMe is going to slow the CBS gene down. It's a feedback loop to protect you. And if your body isn't ready for that level of activity, supporting methylation too aggressively can feel like a detox crash. So again, slow, gentle, and strategic. If this video is resonating with you, here are your next steps. Download the Long COVID Recovery Guide at longcovidrecoveryguide.com or click the link in the description and the comments below. Start exploring support for glycine, P5P, and B6 rich foods in order to support that CBS gene and all your genes. And consider how your symptoms might be linked to gene interactions, not just a single gene mutation. So as you can see from my description of CBS, if you have an MTHFR gene, that might slow the CBS gene as well. So be mindful of cofactors, detox load, and nervous system sensitivity. Be sure to watch my next video where I talk about the B6 toxicity myth. This stuff can feel really complicated, but it's actually here to empower you. You don't need to be afraid of your genes. You just need to know what they're asking for. If this helped you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more long COVID and mystery symptom support every single week. And before you go, let me know in the comments what part of this landed most for you. What have you noticed when you tried to bring in B6? Which form of B6 did you bring in? And did you support your detox pathways? I read every single comment. I reply to every single comment. So I appreciate the comments that you leave. And remember, you're not broken. You're just healing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.